Welcome. In today's subreddit of I Don't Work Here Lady, we're going to be looking at 3 explosive stories. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. This story was posted by Proxy, so a big shout out to them. With the title of I'm Not a Clown, Just a Goth. Let's get straight into the story. So first things first, those who know me from other sites or real would know that I'm a goth, and while most of the time I don't really wear anything too exciting, I do like to dress more fancy when I'm going out to places. If you know me, you also know how much I love circuses and carnivals, particularly clowns. You can probably tell where this is going. A few years ago now I went to the circus along with my family and I absolutely love these things, decided to wear what I thought would be suitable circus attire. I wore a black top hat, lacy black gloves, a black leather jacket, a black and white striped shirt, matching black and white stripy Beetlejuice looking trousers, and a black and white stripy bow tie attached to a little loop on my spiked collar. Although I don't usually wear makeup since it makes me look like a girl, I wanted to look nice for this day out, so wore black makeup around my eyes and black lipstick. While sure, I looked like I could be part of some haunted house Halloween type circus, I didn't look at all like an actual circus performer, since they wear bright colors and I was all in black. Besides, my dad also likes to wear fancy clothes out, so I thought I wouldn't look that much like I was actually part of the circus. Well, at least that's what I thought. So we get to the circus and there's 2 tents, a big tent where the actual show is going to take place and a smaller one attached where people could wait for the show to start. I and my family arrived fairly early and there were only a few other groups in the tent. One little girl was dressed in a feathery pink tutu and plastic crown and was doing cartwheels around the tent. She was very talkative and struck up a conversation with me. This isn't too weird. For some reason children seem to be naturally attracted to me and want to be my friend, which knowing children can be both a blessing and a curse. I suppose they think I look kinda cool. Anyway, I don't really remember exactly what she said, but she was adorable smile. She explained how it was her birthday and that she loved circuses and wanted to be in a circus one day. She showed me her cartwheels and gymnastics skills that she would use if she was an acrobat. At one point she asked if I knew any magic tricks. I don't, but I thought it would be funny to purposefully do it badly. I told her I can make things disappear, so she plucked a feather from her tutu and gave it to me. I put it in my hat and put my hat back on my head, then lifted it up only to reveal the feather was now on my head. She found it funny and wanted me to do more. After a while of crappy magic tricks she looks over to the entrance to the main tent shyly, and I sense there's something she wants to tell me, so I bend down to her level so she feels less awkward. That's when she asks if I can speak to the circus man about getting her into the circus. I feel my heart shatter when I realize she thought I worked there. I obviously can't do that since I'm also a guest and obviously don't know the ringmaster, but if I tell her that I can, her dreams would be ruined on her birthday. So I just tell her I'll see what I can do. It's a while later, and more families are inside the tent. That means more children seeing me entertaining the little girl and wanting to join in, and more parents not realizing I'm also a guest and just sending their children to go play with the clown. And let me tell you, these kids weren't the blessed kind. I didn't mind the kids who were running around and playing games, but a group of what I assumed to be brothers were kicking one of the poles holding the tent up, and an even younger girl was climbing up another. This was where me apparently looking like I worked there actually helped. I told the kids to stop playing on the poles because if one fell the whole tent would collapse, and they listened to me. They actually listened to me. Normally if I try to tell a kid that something they're doing is dangerous they carry on because I'm just a random stranger, what do I know? But it seems if someone who works there tells them off, they take that on board. The kids were happy, the parents were happy, but I was stressed out. I have worked with kids before, as a young leader of a scout troop, but I wasn't prepared to have to deal with so many young children on a day out. Still, I kept up a happy, silly persona until it was time to go in. Still today, I've kept the feather the sweet little girl gave me. I used to keep it in my pocket, but after it blew into a lake one time I now keep it in a drawer in my bedroom that I fill with special memories. You know? I'm not even mad about being mistaken for a clown. What can I say? I love the circus, and it was cool to unofficially be a part of one. This first story was posted by Serotonin Serenade, so a big shout out to them. With the title of I Scream Bloody Murder in a Store to Get a Karen to Leave Me Alone. Let's get straight into the story. One day, I was shopping at the local Walmart and had my headphones in. These headphones are incredibly nice and a gift from my parents. I had just gotten off work and was in business casual, khakis and a plain gray polo. No logo. Nothing to indicate that I worked at Walmart. I was looking in the freezer section for some ice cream for dessert that night when someone yanks my headphones off my head and they fall on the ground. Cue Karen starting to yell at me.
I have been trying to get your attention for 5 minutes. You shouldn't be listening to music while you work. How can you help customers if you can't even hear them?
She screeched at me. Now I am seeing red. If she damaged my headphones, there was going to be hell to pay. I lean down to pick up my headphones and I say to this crazy bitch, "Don't you ever fucking touch me, you crazy bitch. I don't fucking work here, you stupid fuck. Touch me again and I will scream so loud the whole store will hear."
Don't you talk to me like that. I'm a customer,
she said as she grabbed my bicep to haul me to a manager like a child to be punished. So I let her have it. I screamed the loudest scream I could possibly imagine. I actually lost my voice for the next day because of it. It startled her so bad that she let me go and dropped her purse. Not even 20 seconds later, a manager comes running with a security guy. The manager demanded to be told what was going on. I told him this crazy bitch assaulted me. She tore my headphones off my head and grabbed me. I feared for my life, a complete embellishment, so I screamed. By now we have an audience, and the manager takes us both and separates us. Luckily for me, a very nice woman was a little farther down the aisle and saw the whole thing and told the security guy what happened and backed up my story. The manager asked if I wanted to press charges and I told him no. I just want my ice cream and to go home. He told me to take it. It was on him. As I was leaving, I saw the crazy bitch getting thrown out of Walmart by the security guy and being told to never set foot in the store again. This next story was posted by Nebagisis, so a big shout out to them. With the title of, "Leave Me Alone." Let's get straight into the story. There are two important things that you all need to know first. 1. I work night shifts, 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. I usually leave around 11:15 p.m. and get back around max 8:38:45 a.m. 2. There's a shop on my street that has 2 apartments above it. The 2 apartments can be accessed by their own glass doors that are just before the shop's glass door. Both apartments share the same baby blue frame as the shop's. I would describe it as a corner store, although it advertises itself as a grocery store. I have been in the shop myself maybe once or twice, and TBH, the shop is underwhelming, especially since the times I went. The shelves were mostly empty and the things that were left were expired. Also, the guy who manages the shop makes his own hours and will leave the shop for hours on end when it's supposed to be opened. I happen to live in one of those apartments, and as I mentioned, I get home around max 8:38:45 a.m., sometimes earlier than that. If you look up the hours on Google, it either says the shop should open at 8 a.m. or at 10 a.m. The amount of times where I find myself coming home and unlocking my door only for an unlucky bystander tap my shoulder or try to get my attention by waving their hand in front of my face as I'm shoving my key into the keyhole is far too great. The one that stands out the most is the crazy lady. I see crazy lady about once or twice every week to every 2 weeks, again depends on the days. I sometimes finish earlier than expected. I get a
"When are you opening?"
almost every single time I see her, and she gets a "I still don't work there, lady," before I open my door and head upstairs to my apartment. However, crazy lady upped her crazy this morning, or technically, yesterday morning, by demanding that I open the store right this instance, and when I replied with my usual "I still don't work there, lady," the lady got a GGRESSIVE. She tried to get into my apartment behind me as I closed the door, and when I closed the door on her, she was banging on it, yelling for me to let her in. I just rolled my eyes and made my way upstairs. I told my roommate to watch out for the crazy lady as he left for work and to call the cops if she tried to attack him before heading to my room to be reunited with my bed.